Go ahead.
Our mission, Helping Parents Heal, is a nonprofit organization dedicated to assisting parents whose children have passed. Through support and resources offered, we aspire to help individuals become shining light parents, meaning a shift from a state of emotional heaviness to one of hopefulness and greater peace of mind. Helping Parents Heal goes a step beyond other groups by allowing the open discussion of spiritual experiences and afterlife evidence in a non-dogmatic way. Helping Parents Heal affiliate groups welcome everyone, regardless of religious or non-religious background, and encourage open dialogue. Attendance at this meeting is voluntary. We hope that participants will learn from and share with each other. Discussions here are confidential and not designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. Zoom meetings run by leadership are not confidential. These meetings typically feature guest presenters and are posted on YouTube so that affiliate members worldwide can watch and benefit. Neither type of Helping Parents Heal meeting is designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. Helping Parents Heal offers a wide variety of speakers, allowing parents to learn about many possible ways to heal. This includes presenters covering progressive topics such as afterlife evidence and connecting with children who have passed. The views expressed by our guest speakers may or may not reflect the opinions of Helping Parents Heal leaders and members, so we ask that you take from their presentations whatever may benefit you personally. Welcome, everyone. You're in for a treat this evening. And thank you, Daniel John, so much for being here.
Yes, thank you, Daniel John. We're just so excited to have you with us. Let me just read this story about how he actually began his journey towards toward mediumship. In January of 2017, while out to dinner in Boston for a business trip, Daniel sat next to a new coworker, and their lives would change forever. As they started to get to know each other, Daniel started getting visions, pictures, and feelings that he did not completely understand. He had had this happen before, but when it did, he would just deliver the subtle message and didn't think much of it. But this time it was different. It was much more intense and powerful. After about 45 minutes and many tears, they had no doubt that somehow his aisle-mate's deceased husband was with them in spirit. The messages her husband was relaying to her were spot on, things Daniel could never have known about her and her family, and confirmed that he was very much still a big part of her life, even though he passed away. Some of his messages were funny, yet some were more serious, but they were healing to her, and that made her feel so good. The messages were of pure love for her and her children. It was awesome. Even after this, being a skeptic, Daniel still did not believe that it could be possible to speak to people who have passed away. Maybe he had gotten lucky and guessed all those things. After all, it was against everything he was ever taught. Growing up Catholic and then becoming born-again Christian in high school, people did not communicate with the dead. It was strictly forbidden. Daniel was taught in his Catholic elementary school that one could not even talk to God unless it was through a priest. Not only that, he thought that when we die, we all go to heaven or hell, and that was it. After that night, he was on a journey to find out what this life was really about, regardless of everything he was ever taught. This is exactly what he asks of you. Be skeptical, but be open-minded. You can check his new, let's see, you can look for his book, Why Are We Here? You have another book that's also out. This is an older bio on his website, www.danieljohnmedium.com. And actually, Daniel, please tell us what the latest book is that you've published and what you're about to publish, I guess.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you for having me. I'm very thankful. It's always, to be honest, bittersweet in a way, these meetings. I was telling my wife about it, and more sweet in the perspective of being able to see all of you and help you in some way, somehow. My first book is called Why Are We Here? It was released in 2020, right after COVID. It's about life while we're here, forgiveness, love, finding your purpose, pre-life planning, meditation, love. That's the first book. Second book was released in 2022. It's called Journey Through Many Mansions, and the subtitle is Navigating Grief and Understanding Mediumship. So this book helps guide you through the grief and loss that you've experienced by sharing with you how mediumship actually works. What's it all about? What are some of the misconceptions about mediumship? What are the ethics of mediumship? And then at the end, there's 5 like absolutely crazy stories, real life stories that were written by parents. 4 of them were parents who had their children transition. And they're amazing stories at the end. They're both available on Amazon. They're both $11.11. So, and they're both available on Audible when I read them. So again, thank you for having me. I like to take this opportunity to, in the beginning, answer any questions. Normally I don't have Spirit come through right away, but I had some information come to me earlier today that I actually tried to deny because it was quite graphic. And actually, I'm not like Teresa and certain other mediums where I feel people how they passed, but for some reason this one is being quite specific. I'm not going to go too specific because it's pretty graphic, to be honest with you, and I don't normally have these types of heavy ones. They very rarely talk about their passing and the way they passed, but for some reason this individual might want to talk about that. So I'll just get right into it. Normally I like to do a little Q&A, but this is probably going to be a little heavy, and maybe we could do Q&A at the end. I'm getting 3 large pieces of information, and what I do in these events or in these sessions or groups is share with you what I'm getting. As a medium, I get, and a lot of mediums do it this way, but I get impressions, feelings, sounds, groups of letters, things I have to put together like a puzzle to help get you the information you need. I tell you that your loved ones, we don't die. We continue on, and hopefully most of you have experienced something like that, that there is something more. That's something more. You can call it eternal life or God or whatever you want, but Spirit has shared with me over the years that the non-physical, the spirit life, is actually more real and more life than this is. This is very limiting in the human body. A lot of Spirit has shared with me the best day of their lives were the day they transition home, even at young ages. I always say, and what I've learned is there's no mistakes. There's never accidents. Everything is very well planned by this thing we call God. But sometimes in a situation like this, especially, we could get mad at God. We could lose our faith in something greater and question, why would something like that happen? We're not supposed to, live past, the age of our loved ones, especially our children. So I'm going to share, and I always say that children, especially that have passed at a younger age, are usually older souls. They're more complicated. They're more knowledgeable in ways. They're older in some ways. So, but this is gonna be a tough one because what they're showing me. So I'll give you the 3 pieces of information. When and if you validate it, just raise your hand or to leave a comment. They're making me feel even right now that the way they're going to bring you on is maybe the graphic portion of it to bring you on because of that situation, which I don't like, to be honest with you, but I can't deny what Spirit shares with me. And then it'll get a lot lighter and more open and loving. And yeah, this is gonna be interesting. So I apologize in advance. So I don't know who or what this is, but the first vision they showed me, and this was today, and I tried to deny it, and it happened again later and later and later, is they show me a very graphic. I'm gonna start with this, and I'll share maybe after what they exactly showed me. But it's a very this person passed in a very graphic way. This is the best way I can put it. It's not comfortable, not from their perspective, because Spirit has always shared with me, in most painful and uncomfortable situations, the soul will leave the body before the actual transition, unless the soul needed to experience that in this lifetime, this reality. But most of the time it actually doesn't. So they've shared with me, like, for instance, on a plane crash, if there's 250 people on board, 248 of them will pass before the fall, and 2 of them will experience the fall for one of hundreds of reasons. Maybe the soul wanted to experience it. Maybe it was a karmic balance of, maybe they pushed someone and they have to experience part of that fall. But a lot of times with these tragic passings, the soul will leave the body before this. So including this one, I have to share with that. But this is, I'm going to share that. It was a very graphic situation. Okay. The number is 23. Okay. I don't know if it was their age. 2-3 could be February 3rd or the 23rd of a month. And then the other thing they're showing me, and this is my symbol for when they show me a candy, when they show me a cane, That is my symbol for I don't want you to remember me how I looked before I passed. So you must have seen them in the state. It must have been around the holidays, or there's a special connection of a candy cane because they're showing me the cane in a form of a candy cane, which means I don't want you to remember me how I looked. It was probably around the holidays, or there's something with the holidays. Now, I think a lot of people have stuff around the holidays, and I just asked the spirit for one more thing, and they do have a sister. So that may get someone out that maybe thought it was for them, because this is kind of broad, right? It was graphic. I don't want to go into the graphic quite yet. But 23 is very specific. It's got to either be their age now, the age they passed, or February 3rd. The candy cane, I don't want you to remember me how I looked before I passed, and it must be around Christmas, or there's a very special, unique Christmas connection. And then there is a sister with the A. I know someone had wrote A, and they validate the A name. I don't know if it's their name or the sister's name. They make me feel like they're bringing music into the story about either they probably wrote music. The way they're showing me is usually my symbol for I wrote music or I played the music. It's not I love music, although they probably did. This is I played or wrote music. And the sister, yes, with the A. They also share with me something along the lines of you do a pretty good job of keeping in touch with their friends. You haven't lost touch with them. So if you connect with this, I'm not really reading the comments, but I think that will get to the star. They also are bringing up, an H name as well. It could be their name, your name, or the H name. It would be someone very close or specific to them.
So Patricia has raised her hand. We usually ask people to put the information in the chat box, but why don't we go ahead and go to her because we don't see anything else in the chat box right now. Is that okay? Irene, could you maybe ask her to unmute?
Yeah, I asked her to unmute and her hand, she must have lowered her hand.
Oh.
Oh, I did that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she is. I see her.
Oh,
Okay.
hi. Sorry.
She is. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and spotlight you. And then I will spotlight Daniel John.
Okay. All right. So you think this may be for you?
Possibly the 23 definitely resonates. Do you want me to tell you why it does?
Not yet, if you don't mind. Oh, and just, part of the reason of me doing these is as well is if you do go seek a medium and some sort of services like this yourself, there's my book's a good book because I have chapters in there on how to prepare to see a medium. There's also a good book called The Medium Explosion. You don't want to give mediums information. A true, genuine channel of love and of God and of your loved ones won't need much to be able to pass on information to you. So, and I'm not doing that to validate myself. I'm doing that to kind of educate all of the parents in here so that when you do go see someone, you don't be like, oh yeah, I want to connect with my person and they were this and they were that, because then they have information. Also be very careful with your head nods and your information, because sometimes they can cold read and do things like that. I do think most people that advertise mediumship do it out of the goodness of their heart. So just a warning. I do feel, and it's not that I don't want this for you, Patricia, but I do feel like and I haven't read the chats, but I do feel like I want you guys to look through the chat and see if there is also or someone else. It's not that I don't feel it for Patricia, but usually I'll get like a really strong feeling. I don't have that. Is there a CH connection to you, Patricia, like Chase or Charlie?
Yes.
Who is that to you? And could always say, keep it simple, right? Don't say like, oh, that's my uncle. He worked in the, at Kmart and he was in the Navy and he was
My father was Charlie.
Your father, is he passed? Just yes or
Yes.
no? Okay. I'm sorry for the loss of your father.
Daniel,
yeah.
We do have someone in the chat box who says her son passed graphically, has a sister whose name starts with an A, played guitar and wrote music. I just wanted to let you know, just in case.
Sorry to interrupt you. They connect with the 23 as well?
I am not sure. So let's see. I think that
Could you bring both that one person and Patricia up as well?
So it's Cindy. Let's see. Irene, can you find Cindy G? Oh, she's not sure about the 23.
That's okay. I still feel like we should bring her up. And a lot of times in a group like this, a lot of times like both of your people will come up. So just trust that. Maybe if you could bring her on, that'd be kind of cool. And then we'll start here with
We have
Patricia?
an affiliate leader who keeps saying that she has a member who's a new member who just matches perfectly. So unfortunately, she's not on tonight, but let's see.
Cindy's unmuted. Hi, Cindy.
Hi.
Okay, perfect. I want to start off by saying I'm sorry for your loss, because in this situation, I already know the situation to a certain extent, not very much, obviously. But when I do a typical session, I don't know who and what someone passed, but obviously in this situation. Do you also connect with the CH, Cindy, as well? CH could be initials, H, like your initials, or CH, Charlie, Chase, or
I'd have to think on that one.
okay.
It,
Well, actually, let me ask this. Patricia, Father Charlie, was your person that passed a son, a male as well?
No,
Okay. If you don't mind me asking, Cindy, was yours?
yes, mine was the son.
Can you, and sorry, both of you for your losses. Can you validate try a CH again? Chris, Charlie, Christine, Christina, CH.
Mm-hmm.
Someone living or past. A lot of times they actually mention living people, like maybe their best friend was Chris or Christina or Charlie.
We had some Charles in like grandparents.
Oh, okay. It's in the family though.
Yeah.
Was it your grandparent? I want to make sure, because I'm almost feeling like older male and younger male coming through together. So do you know if the CH was a grandfather to you or on your family? And I want you to know it only because I want to validate that it's really him, because it could even be for someone else on the group.
Yeah. It wasn't his grandfather. He was Robert, and my father was Henry.
Oh, you're the H. Okay. But
Yeah.
don't give too much information. But remember, we talked about the H. That's your
Sure.
father?
My father. Mhm.
Okay. So you're the H we mentioned before you came on. And then you have upper male, lower male. Fine. There may be a CH in there as well. If
Mhm.
your father is named Charlie and is passed, this is how piggybacking works. Okay.
Yeah.
I know, Cindy, you can validate with the graphic passing. Can you don't stretch it, but can you as well, Patricia? We don't have to go into details. And
not for Charles, but there is another CH name that I just
No,
thought. Oh,
sorry to interrupt you. I meant for the main person you want to connect with.
sorry, and the question.
Was the main person you want to connect with a graphic passing?
Yes.
Okay. I do feel this is a little more for Cindy. I'm not going to deny that Patricia's father and or child is going to come through, but I really want to focus on Cindy. You said yours was more of the graphic type, and I don't normally go here, but I feel like the spirit
Sure.
wants. Okay. And then do you connect with the whole Christmas thing around the passing around Christmas, and or I don't want you to remember me how I looked, which is probably pretty obvious consider the passing type.
Yeah, I think that don't want to remember me how I look does.
Okay.
But
And
he passed before Christmas.
was
Okay.
it the month of December? Just yes or no, if you don't mind me. Okay. Whose birthday or something is around Christmas then?
His birthday is February. No.
So whose birthday is around Christmas? Or did something happen around Christmas in relation to either them or their passing? Because when they give it to me like a candy cane, it usually is,
Right.
I want you to remember me how I looked, but it's something around Christmas. Now, I don't want to push this because a lot of people, Christmas is a big deal, and some people it's not.
Yeah.
It's Christmas. I mean, I don't want to, obviously Christmas time is tough. I'm gonna go, and you connect with the 23?
33, not 23.
Nope.
No.
So 2-3 could be February 3rd. It could be the 23rd of a month, or someone who's 23. I just want to make sure I have the right person when we do this. So you don't connect with 23?
Not really.
No worries. Anyone in the chat, I just want to make it for the type of information that's coming through. No, I do feel like you connect with it. Could be Psalm 23, or do you read the Bible at all?
I do.
Are you familiar with the 23rd Psalm?
Yes.
The Lord is my shepherd.
Yeah.
Is that something for you? Does it mean something specific for you?
I would say not specifically, except that I was recently at a gathering where we did say that.
Say what?
This 23rd Psalm.
Oh, okay. And this was recent?
Yeah, this weekend.
Oh shit. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And H is the father. CH, that was maybe for her. Christmas, and then not looking, and then the graphic. Okay. Let's see if this. And if someone is, and you, as the moderators, if you can kind of look at the chat, and you feel okay, comfortable, go ahead.
There are, for instance, Christine is saying, my son Christian passed graphically right after Christmas, January 3rd in 2023, and has a sister. I don't know if that's important to know. I also am trying to help one of our affiliate leaders bring a new member of hers on who was born on he passed, oh, his birthday is Christmas, sorry, and he passed graphically as well. And so I don't know. She just invited her, but I'm sorry that this is hard for you. I know, Daniel, to
It is what it is. Usually, like, and you've seen it in the past sessions, we usually know right away. And I just don't, usually I'll get like, oh my gosh, and there's some validation here, but it's not like, but you could still take away some of the information. I'm just gonna share what I see. And then even if a few people, even if we have the wrong person up here, which I never say we do, but I'll just trust what I'm getting. The spirit is making me feel like they passed very quickly. This is like that. It wasn't prolonged. And so there's a feeling that he or she, in this case, he wants the parent to know, or the people to know and there's a very strong name that just came through. That I didn't feel, and this spirit I am specifically connecting with is very funny and very quick-witted. So I don't know if your person was like that. They do mention the name David. I don't know who David is for you. So
No.
it could David, Daniel. I feel like it's David though, to be honest with you. With the
Yeah.
D was okay. Date
Not
so
in our immediate family anyway.
names could be living or past. They could be friends. I'm getting a strong David. So take it to time. Could be someone you work with that has nothing to do with your son, your person, but today you talk to David, or it could be David the sunflower seeds. Where's David? And so what I want you to do, Cindy, is take a second. I do feel like this is partly for you. If I say David, even not even related to the passing of someone, I'm very sorry for your loss. Who's David?
I can't think of anything in particular for him. I mean, related to him or in our family, no, David.
Where's David? Because and I don't mean this when I get a name like that, it's strong. It's David. It's not Daniel. It's David. Who's David? Even if it has nothing to do with him, it would be someone you know, and someone that would be close enough to mention. My neighbor's David. A guy I work with is David, and he goes by David. It's not Dave. Well, unless it's David Sunflower Seeds, but it's David. Why would when I always tell the person is, if you believe this is the soul and spirit of your loved one, why would they say the name David? And they're making me feel like it's in relation to someone who took care of him or looked after him. It could be a coach, could be an uncle, could be a friend, David. And if it's not you and you really can't think of it, is anyone in the chat that related to everything else connecting to David?
Yes, we have someone who is connecting, and unfortunately she's having a hard time getting on. So I'm getting the link, and then I'm going to be sending it to her. Again, this is someone who is in an affiliate leaders group, and I believe that this is probably who we're looking for. So let me quickly just send her the link, and I'm sorry that this is taking a while. Okay.
No worries.
So hopefully,
while we're bringing her on, Cindy, do you connect? And I know you've connected with some of this, but not all of it. But do you connect with Pepper? Is either Dr. Pepper or something with Pepper or someone named Pepper? Because I almost feel like even though it's going to be for someone else, there's a little something that your person can give to you. Dr. Pepper or someone named Peppy or Pep or Peppa.
Not that I'm thinking of. No.
No worries. This could be for the
Could
other
be
person.
for someone else.
And I
maybe.
wish it would be for you because you're here. I don't want to stretch it. There's a few
Of
things
course.
to connect with, like the candy cane and the 23. And even though it was Psalm 23 from the last weekend, you might get some piggybacking, but I just feel like this other person.
okay, so this person who is trying to get on, her second son is Kai David. So but everything else fits with her. So I just am hoping that Amy is going to be able to get this information Amy, did you did you get the link? Please tell me you did. She's direct messaging me. Let's see if she has. Hopefully. That first link was not the right one, so don't do that one. It's the second one. There we go. Okay. So Amy has her on speakerphone, so she said just put me on. Okay, could you just unmute Amy, please?
Sure.
Okay, so Amy Sanders.
Mhm. Hi, Amy.
Hey guys, hi Daniel.
Hi.
So here's
Okay, I've got Alicia on the line. Can you?
You're hitting everything with my son.
Can you
Oh,
hear
okay. Yes. Can she hear me? I'm sorry for your loss.
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Okay. And then just I'm gonna run through what I got. Graphic passing. How do you connect with the 23?
His birthday is the 23rd of December.
Okay. Of December. Okay, so that's Christmas.
Yeah.
And it was a graphic passing, and I'm sorry for your loss.
Yes.
Okay. And okay. See, now I kind of have the feeling a little bit. I don't know if this is it, but do you connect with the H name? The name could be living or past. It could be a friend. It could be a relative. Harry, Hector, Heather, Heidi, kind of name.
Possible.
Oh, you don't know Hank, Heather. I sometimes like to validate it. I do feel a little more. I do feel that feeling I usually get. Harry, Heather. I just kind of want to validate the H name. It could be literally someone that has nothing to do with him. It could be another person who's passed, but I want to make sure I've got Haley.
Another person that's passed, middle name is Henry.
Someone close to you.
Very.
Okay, they usually don't mention middle names unless their first name is very obscure or very common. So I'm okay with that. And then who's David?
That's also a middle name
for her
Okay.
other son?
for my
Um,
second son.
Okay, I'm okay with that. And then okay, another number. Okay, how do you connect? Okay, so I'm sorry for your loss. You do understand this was a graphic passing. This was a really difficult situation.
Yes.
Okay. There's have you not been to a medium before or not been to a medium that really like
No. I've received messages from mediums from him, but I've never directly had contact with a medium before.
okay, this is why I feel like this is your time to do it, and I'm hoping this stuff makes sense to you. I almost feel like what he showed me early on was very tough for me to kind of grasp. And so the message behind that is that what I mentioned, I think you didn't really hear, or I don't know how you got on here, but they always mentioned that they didn't have to experience that before they passed, and he's making sure that that he didn't. It was very quick. I hope you understand that, and it wasn't as bad as it looked at all. It was almost like I woke up in another place and I was okay. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he said, but I don't, if he was kind of funny and quick-witted, this is definitely your son, because he's kind of like, he's like, people miss me, is kind of what he says. Do you connect with the 16? It could be January 6th or the 16th of a month.
I don't.
Could be 2016, could be January 6th, someone who's 16 now, or on the 16th of the month.
2016 with him.
Was him what?
With my son that passed. 2016 was a big year for him.
It's gotta be like a big year, like either birth, passing, or something major. They usually don't mention. Let me ask you, what was 16? Like, don't be too specific, but what was 16 that was so
Graduation.
graduate? Oh, he graduated. Oh, I'm okay with that. He graduated from like high school or something in 2016.
Yeah.
Okay. The weird feeling I get behind this, were you like worried that he wouldn't graduate from the perspective of, how his parents always worry about our children, but like, were you kind of like relieved that he made it to go past high school? It's almost like I don't know how to describe it. It's almost kind of like a big like checkpoint for him was to, and again, it probably applies to most kids.
Honestly, I get where you're probably getting that from. Is not that I was worried about him, but neither of his parents had graduated high school. So I think that's why it was such a big deal for us.
Okay. When you say neither of his parents, you're talking in the third person, like you're referring to yourself?
I'm talking about me and his father. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. Well, he's kind of like politely cocky, if I could say that. I don't, just as he's like kind of like I did it, kind of feeling, and there's a feeling of like excitement and happiness that he made it to this point. And this is an example of medium error. I took it as like, hey, I got to this point and I lived further than that, and you thought I wasn't going to, but I did it. Like I did it. And there's the feeling behind is to give you guys credit, or because you weren't not going to let it happen. You were, it was, I would even say it was a point of discussion or a topic that he was going to do that. And he kind of makes me feel like he wants to validate that he did it and we did it and I did it and we did it together. And he wants to thank you for that. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. There also is, do you understand that he passed quickly? I'm sorry to talk about this, but just for validation, do you understand this?
Yeah, I do. Mhm.
Okay. I don't know if this makes sense, and I don't believe in this personally, but I can't deny the spirit, but wrong place, wrong time kind of feeling, he says, or something like, you would have thought that it would have been different, but it just happened to be wrong place, wrong time. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. Then does that make sense? It's from him?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you keep in touch with the friends? Because he makes me feel like you do a pretty good job, or at least the family does, about keeping in touch with some of his friends. We're good about that. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. Because some families aren't. So he wants to thank you for that, because some children mention the opposite. Like, hey, you haven't called my friends. And he wants to mention Carrie or Carol or Caleb. I know you had mentioned you have a sibling that started with that name. Was there friends too? Because you say something like the middle name, but the first name was a C or K?
His sister's name is a K.
Okay.
Yeah.
It could be her, or it could be Kyle or Carol or something like that. Do you think he's talking about his sister? Oh, we did talk about the sisters before. So before you came on, we talked about the sister. So I'm wondering if he's mentioning her.
The brother's
And-
name is Kai. The brother's
Yeah.
name is Kai.
Okay. And what is the sister's name?
And the sister's name is Kalia.
Oh, both K's. Okay. I don't know what this means, but the way and he's just I don't know, he's kind of he's a neat kid. That's the best way I could describe. He's neat. I want to be around him. I don't know if that describes his personality, but there's a feeling, and I don't know if he was like where he was in the in the ages, but he makes me feel like he was well taken care of. And he makes me feel like a lot of people looked after him, and he wants to thank the family for looking after me or taking care of me. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And there's a feeling of that definitely goes to the brother and sister as well.
Yeah.
And then I'm so sorry. I have these things sometimes that spirit tells me, and I laugh because I don't know where they're going with it, but I have to say this to you. Are you open for me to say anything?
Absolutely.
He's talking about boogers. So I don't know if he called someone booger, or he should throw a booger. I don't know. But do you know why he would mention boogers or boogers?
I don't. That does not sound familiar.
That sounds
Okay.
like my son.
Now, did you have your, Amy, I forgot you had. So does he sound like your son from the perspective of that was a nickname, or like he just used to pick his nose?
Oh, he was all about gross stuff.
Okay. I don't think he would hop in like that. I don't think, although, did they know each other? Just a yes or no?
No, I just met her.
Oh, that's okay. No.
I have a CH too.
Okay, so hold on to that. After a lot of validation, sometimes you'll get things that maybe you talk to later. Talk to the boys, especially because boys are gross, but talk to them maybe about boogers or something with boogers. A lot of times they mention, and I'm sorry, I can't help what the spirit shares with me, but a lot of times they mention recent things. So maybe your other son was in his car picking his nose today or something, was thinking about him, and he'll be like, Ma, you won't believe it. So just because a connection with boogers, and I'm so sorry to say that. He also wants to mention happy birthday. So there must be a birthday within the week or the next week. It's usually like right around now. Is there someone whose birthday is like now?
Yeah, there is one.
It's got to be close, like within no more than a week or two. Wow.
This week.
Oh,
There's
this
one.
week? Whose is that?
It's my stepdaughter's birthday.
Did he know her?
He did know her, yeah.
He did. Did he? But to me, this is someone who had to be close to him. Was she close to him?
There's one that's in next week that is very close to him.
Whoever the one is close to him, there's a feeling of like he wants to say hi to them. There's also, who would you say the A name was?
Ari?
I don't. Is that like a friend?
Yeah, that's a friend of his. Yeah, for sure.
A good friend.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay. And a lot of times they mention say hi to the birthday thing. Can you give me something like that? Okay. So say hi to the A friend, say hi to the birthday friend. You know, I don't know why he's showing me this. Fruit Loops. He's showing me the bird from Fruit Loops, the toucan. Is there something with a peacock or a toucan or something with the rainbow feathers or Fruit Loops?
Not that I can think of.
What's that thing called that opens up its peacock? Is there something with peacock? It could be, and I always tell people like, it could be Peacock, the TV station, could be an actual peacock, could be, you know, Fruit Loops or Toucan Sam or a toucan. Where's the rainbow flower?
Not anything, but I bet you it will show up.
They only usually do one or two misses. What I did was I asked them for something because some of these things are kind of broad to me. You know, I don't like to be like a critic of myself, but I said, can you give me something that's like, someone's going to say like, holy shit, this is my kid. And I got the toucan or Fruit Loops.
We could have some piggybacking because I snuck some Lucky Charms this morning with their rainbow little things. I don't know.
No, thank you though for doing it, but no, this is a multicolored feathers. Where does that come in with you? Whatever your name is. The
Alicia.
Colors, the peacock, the toucan, the rainbow, but it's feather or animal related. It's not like a rainbow.
I know an animal related one that has to do with multiple colors,
Try it.
but it's not a peacock.
That's okay. I could, as long as it's a rainbow and it's an animal, it's not a thing, or it's Fruit Loops.
It's a chameleon.
A what?
A chameleon?
Okay. How do you connect with that though?
I asked him to send me that for a sign. And he did. As a matter of fact, the night that I met Amy, I had asked him previously, and I've seen it a couple of times, but that night that I met Amy at, I had drawn a card and it was a chameleon card. So I had laughed. But that is the multicolored animal that I think that you're trying to get through.
Okay, could be. It doesn't feel overwhelming. It doesn't feel, I usually get this feeling of like accuracy and I don't have that. So it could be something with fruit, and not to downplay the chameleon because I do feel that's part of the same message, but I even tell someone it's not about I honestly can't think of anything Fruit Loops related.
Maybe
yeah,
we
that's
can-
okay. That's okay. Well, you know, I could be like, oh yeah, it's the chameleon, he's with you, but I don't like overly feel it, but I do feel like it's the same message. What I was gonna say is like, it's really not about.
I want you to be positive about it.
Yeah, 100%. But it wouldn't be about the toucan anyway, or even the chameleon. It would be about the message behind it. But I feel like the chameleon's wrong, but the message behind it is the same. And the message is, it doesn't matter whether it's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, black, a chameleon or whatever. I'm going to show you myself in so many ways you don't even need to go to a medium. And I think maybe that's why you haven't been really officially to a medium, is because he's just so. It's the chameleon. You ask, you receive. He's there. He's vibrant. And I would say it's no different than how he was in life. He almost makes me like, hey, you know how I was in life? I'm not going to be any different in spirit, and I could make it happen. To me, he was either a manifestor or someone who said what he was going to do. He was going to do it.
Yeah.
Weird. Are you? That's interesting, dude. This is crazy. So he just showed me. No, let me talk real quick. He showed me Monopoly, and I said, well, that usually is my symbol for money. And he's like, no, and then showed me the game Sorry. And the way he showed me was he went backwards with the pieces, and the only game that I can think of that you really go backwards and they tell you to go backwards is Sorry. So is there either something about the game Sorry, or do you think he's apologizing? But it's weird because if he's apologizing, he's kind of being not funny, because obviously it's a tough situation, but not sorry, but it's kind of like I'm sorry, but I had to do this. But there is also an I'm sorry behind it. You know, it's a heavy, it's not the heavy sorry, like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It's like, I'm sorry, really, I'm sorry, but blah, blah, blah. So I don't know if he's, you know, it has to do with his passing in relation to wrong place, wrong time kind of thing,
Yeah, it definitely could.
or if it's the game sorry. You guys didn't play that?
Yeah, we didn't really play that game.
Okay.
I mean, it was
Oh,
tiny.
I have to look this up. Hold on a second. Stand by for a second.
Okay.
Sorry, wife's announcing something to the kids. Sorry, game tiles. Because he's making me go to the actual number that goes backwards. Game cards. Oh my gosh. I think it's 3. Oh, here we
I
go.
mean, mm, I
Hold on.
can.
Sorry, hold on. Oh, it's not 3. Move 4. Oh, 4. It's 4. Move backward 4. That's the only one. So how do you connect with 4 or the month of April?
I don't know.
Backward 4.
I happen to know this story, and I think it is the sorry because there was discussion about whether he should go that night,
Yeah.
and she tried to talk him out of it.
I want her to connect the 4 if you don't mind. Is there 4 people in the family that, you know, 4, like now there's
There's always 4 of us. Hmm.
so was there 4 before he passed, or like now there's 4?
Me, his brother, his sister, and him. It was the 4 of us.
Oh. Where does a dad come in though? Is there a dad now? Because that's not 100% right. Are there 4 in your house now?
No, there's not really not for him. There wasn't a father figure.
How many just how many people sorry, how many people are in your house now?
And in my house now there's 3.
3. Okay. And you're saying for a long period of time it was the 4 of you?
It was the 4 of us. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a combination of the sorry that we're not 4 anymore, right? It's the feeling of that, and then, but even then, there's also a circling back of like, look how many cards get you to move forward. Of how even though it's been very tough, you know, some families come apart, some families, you know, but he makes me feel like part of his passing brought everyone together in a way to move everyone forward with all the other cards. So there's like an apology and a sorry there's not 4 anymore, but part of this passing and part of this thing brought together some relationships in a very positive way. Do you understand?
That's 100% positive, 100% right. Yeah.
So this is he's kind of, was he funny or like quick-witted or sarcastic? He's kind of like, I'm sorry there's not 4, but now you have more. I don't know if he's being a poet, or you said I don't know if you said he wrote the music, but like he's like kind of, you know, he doesn't mean to sound insensitive or make me sound that way, but like, you know, sorry, but look how much came from that. And now, but he is referring that there are still 4. It's a weird, he's kind of being funny, but you'll have to think about it later. But either way, it was the 4. Now there's more, but it brought you guys closer. And he makes me kind of remind you that you're handling as a family and the togetherness and the love very well. Just so you know that. I don't know that. Maybe you don't understand or accept that, but from his perspective, there's a feeling of like doing that. And he makes me feel like, hey, you know what, even though I was young, there's a lot of people here. There's a lot of people that he knows there, whether it's grandparents or aunts or uncles or whatever, but he didn't, maybe it's a validation for you, but he didn't feel alone when he got over there. It was like, not as many people, but I'd say percentage wise, there's like 75% people here, but 25 to 30 are there anyway. So he makes me feel like for being so young, there were more people there for me than someone would think. And he wants you to validate that, to kind of validate that it's him, but also to let you know he's not alone.
Yeah, I love that.
And animals. He's got, and there's pets there too. At least 1 cat and 1 dog, but there's more. But do you understand that there's a good amount of people there for him? That there were, for being so young, he knew a decent amount of people that passed?
Yep. Yes, that's true.
He's mentioning Andy or Adrian,
Mm,
Adeline.
no, not
Yes.
much.
Andy, Adeline, Addie, AD.
No,
Andy.
that's not sounding familiar. That's
Yes.
the past.
That's my
That
favorite
would-
part. Yes. No, living, I don't know. It could be living or past, but I get the name AD. Andy, Adeline,
Andy.
Addison,
Mm,
Ada,
I cannot.
Alan, Alex, AJ, and Andy, Anna. It's something A. I feel like it could be D, but it feels like 80, Addie, Andy,
There's an Ari.
Andy, RE. I'm okay. Is it someone very close?
Yeah, to him.
Someone else that he didn't mention before?
No.
You keep in touch with it. You keep in touch with a lot of his friends and people, like almost as if he's not gone, because he's not, but like almost as if he.
Yes, exactly. I do.
Happy birthday to somebody. Make sure you tell them that. And he's making me feel like it's funny. It's just kind of funny. It's just look how much good came from something so difficult.
Mm.
And then 16 he graduated. So why are you saying 17? So 6.
What
It's
did you
weird.
do?
Well,
What did
it's,
you
it's weird because my dad's birthday is the 16th, mine's the 17th, and then I got 16, and then he showed me 17, and then I was like, "What was that? First year you went to college?" And so something about 17 or January 7th.
17 is Cole's number.
Whose number?
That's my son's number. Is 17.
Oh no!
Yeah. His
Wow.
football number was 17, and every number that I ask him to see is 17.
Oh, that's my birthday. So I'm wondering if my dad's birthday is the 16th, mine's the 17th. So he might have brought 16. Ha, thank you. I graduated high school, 17. This is really me. And I picked Daniel, my birthday is the 17th, for this to be your moment to experience this in front of a lot of people, because he tells me something really interesting about you, which I hope you can admit, because it's very interesting and unique, and it's very special, but it's very difficult. But he makes me feel like you feel. This is so hard to say because I can't imagine it's true, but I gotta honor his spirit. There's something in you that feels special about having him and losing him, but still having him and showing him off even in spirit. And that's why you're having an experience on this in front of 30 something people. Not that you want to flaunt him, but in a way you kind of do, of how strong and beautiful he can be, so that other parents, because you have a big heart, that you do want other parents to know this is possible, to be able to connect with your child on such a high level. And this is why it's happening for you.
Absolutely.
He says to me, you used to be someone who swept stuff under the rug, and now you don't do it anymore. He makes me feel like all these things like that you do are a different part of you that wouldn't be so positively you if it wasn't for his transition. And he's like, you're welcome. You understand that? It's almost like not that you don't care, but in a way you don't, but it brought a new part of you that doesn't worry as much, doesn't, hey, this is how I feel, I'm going to tell you. It's almost a transparency and a freedom that you have, as much as you wouldn't want to say that this allowed you to experience. And he's very happy that you've come to that point. And he says to me something along the lines of, a lot of people that have a situation like this, relationships stray. A lot of yours have gotten stronger, a lot stronger. And he's very happy and thankful. And I want you to realize that that's part of the purpose in his transition in your reality. Do you understand all that?
Yes, that's exactly what it feels like.
Why is he showing me a bookmark? The book looks about halfway through. Are you halfway through a book?
Oh, because I'm halfway through all of my books. No,
You're halfway through. You're halfway through what?
All of her
a
books.
lot of books.
Oh, you're one of those. You read it halfway and then you start another one. Okay.
Yeah.
But he makes me feel like even that you didn't do as much or read, or there's you're a whole new you. And he's, from his perspective, is not that you were an awesome you then, you're an even awesomer you now.
Oh, gosh, love that.
And he's taking credit. It's funny. He's taking credit for that. He's like, "You're welcome." Um, and even though it was a heavy transition and how it came to, we don't need to talk about that. He didn't experience that. It was the kind of the way it needed to be happen. Wrong place, wrong time, quote unquote. But it allowed all these things to play out in a positive way. And now, did you just hit a big birthday, like 30 or 40 or 50, or like is one coming up?
There's no, well, in 2 years there is a big one coming up, but nothing close.
Okay, is someone else hit the big
He-
birthday? Like,
He actually did really appear for me for my birthday, though. That was, I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but
oh, you physically saw, like you saw him with your eyes?
no, through another medium, he
Oh.
actually showed up through a friend's reading.
Oh, really? Okay, on your birthday?
Yeah.
No, this is different. This is different. Are you doing something for your 40th or whatever? I don't know how, don't try to guess age, but are you doing something for this big birthday, or has there been talk about doing something for this big birthday in a year or two?
Not that I can, in a year or two, not that I can think of now. I
Okay,
haven't thought about it.
whatever. I'll just say you're going to be 40. I have no idea, but
No,
there's whatever it is. I don't, that doesn't work like that for me. You could be 60, you could be 30.
Yeah.
I have no clue. I have no clue. I don't judge. But that birthday coming up, the big O, whatever this one is, it's going to be bigger than you think. I think you're either going to go on a trip or a cruise or a girl. There's something big about it, and he's not going to miss it for the world. I don't know if it's Europe or travel or what but it just feels like just wait, because they can see the future. We can't, obviously. There's a big exciting thing about this birthday coming up.
I love that. I'm going with that. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if it's Bermuda or Bahamas or Belize, but I do feel a B connection with the place. So you could, or someone with a B will throw it for you, or there's a B name. Anything else for her? Why you give me that number? 58. It's a weird number. May 8th, or someone who's 5'8" or 1958.
5'8".
Could be a height, could be a year, could be May 8th.
May 8th. Not ringing a bell.
Someone 5'8". 5'8" inches.
Geez, I don't know.
Someone have a 58 Chevy or a 58 car.
I can't think of anything.
This one I'll let you go on, but where are you going with this? It must be May 8th because I keep getting May. So
May 8th is very close to his grandfather's birthday.
yeah,
But
they
it's not right.
with numbers, they're exact. If you ever go to a medium and like, oh yeah, it's 3 days away, that's what he meant. No, numbers
Right.
are spot on, 100%. So 58, where are we going with this? Cars. It could be someone has a 58 car or had a 58. Just ask maybe your family or someone who had a 58 Chevy or a 58 something. It feels like a car.
Okay.
And is there a Donald? Oh, we already talked about David. Who? Yeah, is there a Donald or Donnie? Is this for
No.
someone? Hold on a second. I'm wondering if this is for someone else. See, no Donna or Donald?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah. Thank you for letting me bring your son through. I hope that it made you feel. Wait,
Thank you.
John. Oh, before we go to Don and the 58, whoever this is for, this is a validation of something you already know, but he shows me ET. That's my symbol for I hear you talk to me. So you must talk to him a lot. There's a validation that he hears you, and he kind of almost laughed because you say either funny shit to him. Sorry to swear if he swore. Or you include him in funny stuff and he kind of laughs at you, makes fun of you sometimes. So just realize that the funny and loving relationship that we have had, we still have that. And don't for 1 second not think that he doesn't hear every word and feel every thought that you have towards him. And then the other thing, don't forget about that birthday person. The one that birthdays is coming up, that's next week or whatever. Were they very close? Remember you said there was a birthday next week or something? not the step. I don't think it was the half sister or whatever it was, but wasn't it a friend who had a birthday next week?
In 2 weeks, yeah, he does have it, and I honestly do think that he would be sending a happy birthday to him.
Okay.
I know exactly who you're talking about, and I think that that's who he wants to get the message to.
Okay.
It's his uncle.
Okay. There may be someone else too, though. So could be uncle, probably is, but there might even be someone else, a friend that had a birthday because it as well.
Okay. If it pops up, I will definitely give him the message. Tell him.
as well.
Tell him that.
And
Or
then,
actually,
what else before you go? Is that for the new person or is that you? I feel like could be both. See, this is one of the tough things about, and when we do this is like an energy will do it, and then another energy, the 58 and the Don will come through. And then it's got to be another energy. Hold on. But don't forget that he's there. And I think this night was supposed to happen. To me, and I don't rank my sessions. I think he was very powerful, but I think you needed this. I think you needed this to get, especially his personality, and to know that he's okay and that he does and he is with you, and that you really don't even need a medium to connect with him. But he wanted to kind of show, and this would be his personality and or yours. I would say and yours, to show everyone that this is real and it's possible. And some of these very specific, the 17 and the 16, which was when we graduated, and all the messages behind that, it's possible that your loved ones have not died and they're still with us. And it would be someone like him and someone like you who would want to show people that, not in a cocky way, but in a, hey guys, this is real kind of way. And this is why it happened tonight, even though you weren't supposed to be here.
I feel like that's right. I feel like you're spot on. I feel like he has done that so many times, especially now.
Thank you for letting me bring him through. If we have time, I want to figure out who this.
Yes, actually we do. And thank you so much, Alicia. And I hope that you'll send us a validation story as well, because that would be wonderful. It's pretty amazing to think that you were able to bring through her son, even though she wasn't on the meeting. Also, Darlene is saying, my husband is 58. His name is Donald. My daughter's partner's birthday is in 2 weeks. She has an A name.
Okay, you want to bring her on, whoever that is?
Sure, Darlene McCarthy. Let's see, Irene, or maybe let's see. I'll see if I
Gotta
can.
be her. If her last name is McCarthy, it's definitely her.
Oh,
I asked her to unmute. Hi, Darlene.
can you?
Hi.
Let's see. I don't see Darlene. Do you see her? Oh, there she is.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
got her. There we go.
Hi.
Hi.
So 58, tell me again, your husband's 58, you said?
Yes, yes.
Don is his name?
Yeah.
He's still with us.
Yes.
Okay.
He's
How do
sitting
you-
right next to me.
Oh, good. How do you connect with the jail?
A jail?
Who is in jail, works at the jail. And it might relate to your husband.
Yeah, I've been in jail.
Well, I don't think that's it, is it?
What do you say?
He said he's been in jail a couple of times.
Well, yeah, if
I
he's
don't know.
been in jail.
Okay.
Well, don't,
Well,
I mean, listen, if he's 58, his name is Don, and
then it's him.
and then he's been in jail, and I say jail before I knew that, then this is for him.
Oh my gosh.
Is he willing to, okay, he could sit there, it's fine.
Yeah, he's here.
Now do you all, hey buddy,
Let's
go
outside.
did you say 38 or 58? No, I'm just kidding.
Ah.
58.
I don't know, this is interesting. I don't know who this, I always tell people, it doesn't matter who it is, it's the what behind it that really matters the most.
Okay.
Well, I'm just going to give you information. As long as you're open for it, what's your name?
Darlene,
And what's his name?
Don.
Okay. I feel like I need to talk to him.
Okay.
I don't know who's coming through for you, but you need to get a massage on your shoulders because you hold stress in your shoulders. I don't know why they tell me this stuff. They just do, and it's helpful. So as long as you're open for this information.
I am.
Okay. Get a massage. You hold things in the shoulders, and you need a nice massage. And I'm talking a deep, multiple of them, because there's deep stuff that needs to be released in there. someone's coming through and telling you like, and I don't know, and again, we're on this, if we're on this session, I don't know if you've lost a child as well, but there's a feeling of like, hey, life is not what you think. And usually when spirit tells me that, that means you're very analytical, and you have to have black and white. And if I don't see it, I don't believe it. But someone's coming through and being like, no, life is almost kind of like, have you seen The Matrix? Have you seen the movie The Matrix?
I have not.
Watch it, because you think there's this life, but then when you take the red pill, it opens you up to like, oh my gosh, I never knew this existed. So there's a feeling of like being open-minded, and if you do that, you'll just, all the things that you thought you knew, you put to the side, and then you reopen, and it's like, oh my gosh, there is more to this solid experience. Have you had issues with your feet?
Yes.
Okay. I tell
By the
people
way,
that, what's that?
oh, sorry.
No
By
worries.
the way, our daughter who's passed, was a massage therapist.
No way. Okay.
Way.
I'm sorry for your loss. Well, she would know in spirit that dad needs a massage. And I would say
Thank you.
I guess I got goosebumps. I would say she's responsible for the, hey dad, life isn't what you think.
Oh, yeah.
She does mention the feet and like, hey dad, if you, she's like, I don't know if you're stubborn, and most men are, no offense, but like, she's like, you would think he would go take care of his, you think he would do that. He knows he needs it. Why is he not doing it? I'm coming through you, Daniel, to let him know your feet hurt. Go get them. The shoulders thick. Go get a massage. Go do it. Take care of yourself. In some ways you put other people before yourself, and sometimes you neglect your own needs. But your own needs are more important, so that you can be the person you need to be for other people. Because you are that guy who, she says something like, you're the, that you love them, you love them. It's almost like, not that you don't like people you don't know, but the ones you know, you really love. It's almost like you really get intimate and deep with the people you really care about, which comes to me across as you're very protective to the ones that you care about. And you need to be that way for yourself more, because in order for you to be the best husband, the best father, the best coworker, the best boss, I don't know if you're a boss, you need
He
to,
is a boss.
you are, but you need to make sure you take care of yourself so that you can be the best boss and husband and father that you need to be. And you also have a little dog, little guy. Do you have a little?
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Okay, I can't tell what kind it is. It has big ears. Do you have, is it a beagle? It almost
Oh
looks
my
like.
gosh. Yes.
Okay, you have that dog now.
Yes.
Yes.
Are you guys like? Is that's your guy or your girl? That's your dog?
Yes. We just got her. She's spoiled rotten.
Okay, is it really a beagle of all things?
She looks exactly like a beagle. She's a quarter basset hound and 3/4 Chihuahua. It's the
Okay.
strangest thing. Is
Okay,
she in
so
here?
yeah, I'd love to see how accurate.
Yeah, we'll get her. She's right here.
Okay, little different. Oh, I was gonna say that's not what I saw.
No, that's another one. No.
I was like a little different than what I saw. The one I saw was like a darker color, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's mostly black.
Yeah, big ears from what I
She's
saw.
getting there. Yes,
No worries.
yes, that's her.
This is all. If you got her after your daughter pet transition, then
Yes,
that's a little more. I picture a little darker, but big. Okay, I'm fine with
she's
that.
black.
But to know
Say
that
hi.
that she knows about that, and that you want to be the best dad to the dog too, but by you taking care of yourself. And this is what I'm trying to tell you, Dad. Where do the marbles or the gumballs come in? The little marbles, little gumballs. If you don't understand, I do have a symbol for that.
Okay.
So
No.
usually gumballs are someone they talk and it sounds like they have gumballs in their mouth, like they mumble. Is that you?
My brother.
He
My
all-
brother.
That's in the like kind of mumbles.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Did you know him?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
If was he close enough to where she would say something to him?
Oh,
Yes.
definitely.
Okay. She's something like, I'm proud of you, or I know the new thing you did. I don't know, maybe he got promoted, maybe he started a new business, maybe he something, but she's very proud of what he's been able to accomplish or what he's been able to do. So make sure you tell him that.
I will. Thank you.
And she kind of laughs and jokes like he misses me. She says this about herself more than he lets people on to know that he does. And he may even already let people know, but tell her, I know how
He
much
does.
I know how much.
Oh, he's just heartbroken. Yeah.
And then the feet, anything else? Is that a name? EA? Earl or E? EA, or unless she's talking about Easter.
Oh, yeah, Easter,
Why would she mention that? EAS.
because it's huge in our family. Our family owns a ranch and it's a little family reunion every Easter. And that was actually the last time everybody saw her.
Okay. She's kind of, I don't know, seems similar energy to the previous, and that she's kind of I don't know how I just quirky, sarcastic, funny is how I would describe her. And she's
Absolutely.
always like, don't you think for 1 second that I'm not going to be, and she's a little spicy too, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you think for 1 second that I'm not going to be that? And she almost makes me feel like we didn't miss one. So either we didn't cancel it because she passed, or the year it happened, we're going to do it again the next year, even though she's not physically here. You understand that?
Exactly. Yes.
I don't know if you're Italian or what, but our family wouldn't do that. We wouldn't not have it just because I'm not physically there. So you guys have it.
Yes.
I'm going to be there, and you'll be able to feel her, see her. Is it a picnic sort of thing? Are there picnic tables, by the way?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay. She shows me people looking for 4-leaf clovers or picking in the flowers or something. I don't know if you guys do that, but there's something
Big
about
Easter egg hunt
okay,
for the
looking through.
kids.
Okay. She's gonna do something mischievous. Is this the first year that she's not gonna physically be there for? Okay.
No.
So whichever, she's maybe done it in the past, but I almost feel like she messes around with the kids. You know, so know that. And then you should give me that name. Are you giving me that name? Mikey or Michael or Michelle? M-I? Mickey? Mikey,
Can't think of
Michelle.
anybody. Michael.
Oh, this could be piggybacking someone who's been piggybacking the whole time. No, there is Mikey, Michelle, Mickey, Mikey, Mike. Yes, Mike. Who's Mike? It's got to be living or past. Could be related to the jail thing. I don't know. Is there again? Names could be living or past. I know Mike's kind of a common name, but is there a Mike, a Mikey, or Mickey?
I can't think of one right now.
The only other thing it could be is
my cousin that she's really, really close to drinks Mickey's and is teased about that all the time.
what's a Mickey?
Is it malt
It's
liquor?
like malt
What is
liquor.
it? Yeah. I don't know. It's a real strong beer.
No, I don't. I mean, I wish that was it, but it's not. Hold on. Mickey.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. So, is there okay, Mike? Is there a baseball connection with you guys?
Softball?
I mean, I get like Mickey Mantle. I got Mike Eastler. We were talking about Easter, so they're baseball players. Is there something with baseball or softball?
Softball, yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, did she play?
Softball.
Did she play softball?
Yes.
did.
And she was good.
Yes.
Okay. The feeling behind that, I know it's a stretch for some people if there's a little skepticism, but I don't feel like it. I mean, she's obviously been pretty clear from right from we started. And I'll say that name again. Thank you. Don't think. Okay. So this is for everyone on here. Don't think just because the physical person isn't here that they can't not enjoy those things in heaven. You could she's playing softball all the time. 100 games at once. Like you wouldn't believe you could do whatever here. So don't, for the parent, this is for you all specifically, but she must have been the type of people to look out for other people. Tell everyone on there that your loved ones are doing everything they love over and over and over again without restriction. So if anything, I want you to be happy. I want you to be happy for them, she says. I'm playing softball all the time. I play 2-3 games at a time. Night. You don't have to sleep here. There's a feeling of like, don't feel bad. Like someone would say, oh, this person passed and they can't do this anymore. Well, we could do it 10 times more where we are here. So there's a validation of that. And then Tom, Tommy, Timmy, or is that the name?
No.
Hold on a second. So in your last name, and did you show me that for the last name, or are you telling me that again? So when you first came on, and I know we're going a little over, I apologize, but when you first came on, your last name, I actually knew someone named Tom McCarthy. Is that your last name? They said your last name McCarthy. I knew someone,
Yes.
so I was wondering if that's how I knew I was with you. And then we talked the shoulders and the feet and the jail and about him taking care of himself. Was Tom? I'm trying to figure out if Tom was to validate that was you guys, or she tell me that name again. So stand by. Time. Hold on, what are you showing me? Do you ever trophies?
Yes.
Trophies?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know where the TM comes in. So just stand by. it's okay to leave some things the way they were before I passed, whether it's a room or her clothes. It's okay. Leave them. If you want to leave them there, leave them. If you want to sell them, give them. I feel like slowly we've started to chip away at some of the things, but most of them are still there, and that's okay. Do you understand that?
Yes, we actually moved away from the dogs and came into the den where her things are.
Oh, okay. Oh,
And
okay.
yeah,
She shows me my symbol 4. I just want to remind you, Mom and Dad, that there's nothing that could have been done to prevent my passing. This was something that was supposed to happen. And there were little signs throughout life and conversations that may have been a possibility. And Dad, there's something very specific about sorry, something very specific about who you've been able to become, partly because of this, but partly just by having a daughter. And whether it was the moment she was born or the time she transitioned, there's a feeling of you almost, in fact, thank you. So she, you know that song, The Dance by Garth Brooks? Have you ever heard of that
Yes.
song, The Dance? There's almost like a feeling of like, you wouldn't have traded any of that, even to go through what you're going through, to have that time. And it changed you. From the moment she was born to the time of the transition and everything in between, there was something about you that looked at life differently. And I would say that applies to most people, but it feels kind of emotional to me. So is this your biological daughter?
No, not mine.
Okay.
But
So
I have known her since she was born.
okay. So did you look at her like a daughter? Like, are you dad?
Oh, yes. And
Okay.
yeah, if I could tell you a funny story, for the first half of her life,
yes.
I was Uncle Donnie, and then I became stepdad.
Oh, okay. That could go many ways. That could go many ways, but we don't judge here. It's a beautiful thing. But there's a feeling of she's making me feel like she changed your life, and that you didn't look at life the same from the moment she was born, even as uncle to stepdad to even the transition. It kind of changed your perspective. It gave you a little bit of a chip, but it also relieved another chip on the other shoulder. It's almost like a dichotomy thing. But there's an emotional feeling of how she was able to, through her, from the time you knew her, was able to change your perspective on life. You understand that?
Yes.
It actually feels heavier than we're kind of letting it out to be. So there's a thank you for that, but also you're welcome for that. Because things would be different if she wasn't in your life in many, many, many ways. And she actually kind of is joking, like, you maybe would have gone back to jail a couple times if it wasn't for her. That kind of feeling. But she also says you could have gone back because of her. So there's the protective aspect of it, but also the, hey, I'm not going to miss out on time with my family because of this type of feeling. So you're on the right track. Let me just put it that way. And part of it is because of her presence in your life. So you're welcome. She says.
Yes. And well, I feel it still. We feel it still.
And then did you write a chapter in a book, or are you thinking about being in a book and telling a story or something? I almost feel like there's a book and there's a blank page is what I see. So I don't know if something's going to be written about her story or because she almost makes me feel like it's a very unique and complicated and interesting story for people of her life and her passing and your relationship and how it changed. And there's something maybe, so if it ever comes up, I just see an empty page, there might be an opportunity to share the story when you're comfortable.
My son tells me, Mom, you've been through so much. You could write a book. He says that all the time. I just say one day.
Yeah. So maybe pray about it and see if that's something that's on your
I will.
docket.
I will. This
right,
is actually about the third time that's come up.
Okay. Yeah.
About a book.
It's blank, which means it needs to be written. So maybe that's why she showed it to me that way. And then Dad, don't not listen to your body. So if your feet hurt, put some soles in your shoe or something, or go get a massage. And I'm so glad you shared with me that she was a massage therapist. Why she would mention go get a thing. And then 58, your age and your name and jail and everything she said. I'm glad she was able to pop through. She almost makes me feel like, and I know we all need it, but like she almost makes me feel like it was about time you guys needed to hear a little something to kind of spice it up a little bit, or get some juice in you, get some motivation. So thank you for and then last thing, Did you connect with her with the stars, or did you name a star after her, or is there something with the stars with her? Something about the stars.
That's what we always say, love you like the stars.
That was something you said to her. So I would say she's saying that till next time.
Thank you.
And also she's kind of being cute, I'd say, in a way, like, and our love is like that star, forever burning. Like it's not going away. It's always there. You look up, I'm there, kind of feeling. So she almost makes me
Thank you.
feel like you're an open-minded. I don't say you're a skeptic, but you're open-minded, but you're also very analytical. And that the star thing maybe kind of makes me feel like, okay, this was her. This was her.
Yeah.
No, I know it was her now. I know it was her.
We're big believers. And actually, Daniel, we recently came across your video, my husband and I listened to you first the last time you were on Helping Parents Heal, but I just listened to the replay. I said to my husband, you got to listen to this guy. So he did, and he was like, I like him. I said, I knew that you would. So I messaged Elizabeth. I said, when will Daniel John be on again? She told me the date. I got right on there and paid, and this is super special. This is super special to us.
Cool. Awesome. Well,
Thank you.
She did a great job. And I always say, you know,
Thank
it's
you.
not really the medium, it's the spirit and the receiver. I'm just like the wire in between. But she did a great job. I mean, she was spot on with the 58, the
She
Don,
was.
all the everything, the feet, the shoulder.
My husband and I just looked at each other. I said, okay, I'm going to comment. That's way specific.
Wonderful. Well, thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you.
Daniel.
Oh, that was
Yeah. Oh my
beautiful.
gosh. And
First thing that you
Daniel-
have to write is the validation story. I just have to say, make sure that you do that for us, and that'll maybe make
will.
that for now. Sorry, go ahead.
I will.
Abby. Sorry.
No, I just wanted to say that Darlene had some problem getting on, and I had to message her the link. And I realized, I remembered that, well, I'm born in 1958, but our daughters have the same angel date.
We do, or they do. I didn't know that.
Yeah, February
Oh.
17th. Yeah.
Yes, February 17th.
Oh, so you also connected with the 17.
With the 17, yes. There were a few things on there that I was connecting with.
We were thinking we were just getting the piggyback until you said 58 Donald or Donnie. And now, like, oh,
I know, isn't that crazy? Like, where does that come from?
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
What a wonderful evening. Thank you so much. Thanks for being on here, Darlene, and your
Thank you,
husband.
Elizabeth.
It was wonderful. And I am so grateful to you, Daniel. And I want to remind everyone, Irene put it in the chat box that your books are free on Kindle right now. Is that correct? Which is wonderful. So if you want to download his two wonderful books that I listed at the beginning of the meeting, then please do so. Also, you can go to his website, which is www.danieljohnmedium.com. But the two books are Why Are We Here and Journey Through Many Mansions. And again, oh, right there. Wonderful. Thank you. And do download them if you can. Oh, and Darlene is talking. Wait, let me just see. I'm sorry. She was just saying something. I think that she is saying maybe that she's downloaded them. But thank you for being on here. Daniel has.
I was saying I ordered both last week
We just- we
right
just-
after we heard you.
we
I
just got
ordered.
both books.
Yeah.
They're on Audible too. They're free on Audible too.
Yeah, we saw that too. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Audible is such a
Thank you.
huge to record those. So congratulations on doing that. But thank you so much for being here. And we always ask everyone to unmute and say thank you and good evening. And we are just very, very grateful to you. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Daniel.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Good
Everyone-
night.
Daniel.
Yes. Okay. Thanks. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.